Oh, hello. Yes, this is Susan, rough, raw, ready, and believe it or not, yes, even in my pajamas. Well, the thing is, I've just been to the market, and when I come back from the market, I usually get changed and put the things I've worn in the washing machine, and um, yeah, they got in my clothes were in the washing machine, and my yes, PJs are on. At least they only look like a t-shirt. You'd never have known otherwise, would you? But I've had an interesting day today. You see, as I said, I've been to the market, and I said, God, would you let me meet meet the people that need to meet today? And do you know, I came up with a motley selection of people who turned up and I got talking to. There was a lady who had family health issues, both with her mother and with her and serious issues with her grandson as well. Um, yeah. She said she needed to get involved in crafting so that she could relax. And boy, with what she told me about her family situation, I could see why she needed to distress it to wind down and do something to relieve the stress and take her mind off things. Yeah, she really needed something to give her a helping hand. And if it took knitting and crochet, well, okay, that's one way of helping people. Now but that was just one of the people that I met today. Another one was what quite surprised me. It was a lady who said that she was well, basically she was a bigwig in the local care system. What? Oh, I run about, I have, I run a number, I manage a number of care facilities for people with special needs. And I care for just about everybody in the area. What? Oh, do you? Nice to meet you, my dear. Um, on there. And the one thing that she was looking for were people to run activities for those she she was responsible for. Said that there were plenty, there were support workers, but the support workers do the practical caring. What she was looking for is was for people who could do some of the activities with people. I'm thinking, okay, so is that something you do? I could do, but it's not what I'm thinking about doing. Um, and then there was a lady who lived in what I think was sheltered accommodation, and she said, "Oh, we're starting to do. We want to do some activities, but there's nobody that we know that will come in and give us a helping hand and make sure things are done right." Oh, okay. What have you done? By the time I sort of listened to all these people saying, "Oh well, we could do with somebody to give us a hand doing crafting activities. Can you help me?" I'm thinking, well, hang on a minute. It not just take me. I need to multiply myself two, three, maybe four times. And that's just for our little community. The community in there. I mean, it's not as though it's a very big place, and I mean, it happens again and again. People ask me, "Well, Do you do craft groups on there? Is that something that you do?" I mean, we'd like to expand and do more. Think, oh, we're a charity. We deal with these sort of people and this sort of issue. Can you help us find with providing craft activities? And be honest, it just goes on and on and on. And I mean, they just keep on coming and asking. And I'm thinking, um, there's too many people for me to do, but for me for yeah there. I mean, it's just crazy. On there, I just they're just. I mean, today they were just coming thick. They were coming thick and fast. I'm thinking, this is ridiculous. Here's me trying to, um, on a store where I've got bags and t-shirts and mugs and things to sell, and people are saying, "Oh, um, that looks interesting. Do you know somebody who could you run a craft group for us?" I'm thinking, it's to be honest, it's actually getting ridiculous. I could do with multiplying myself 3, 4, 5 times over sometimes, and that's just our little place. And it sort of set me thinking. I mean, how do you multiply yourself in a situation like that? Well, one way you multiply things like that is that you find people who have experience, who actually got some craft skills, and who that then have the common sense and I suppose consideration, and are able and willing to treat people as treat difficult people as well with what's the professionals call unconditional regard, or what somebody in the church would say, well, love your neighbor and help them do and help by helping run a craft group. And like I say, every time I turned around, there was somebody there, and I just so wanted to be able to multiply myself. Like I say, it got crazy. So and the thing is, the the daft thing is, I mean, it would actually be possible because I do have some access to online courses, and I have got some training and experience in in developing online courses. I have taught A level RE before now to teenagers, so I've got some teaching qualifications. Not ridiculous. I've also got business startup qualification, which covers the basics of setting up a project. So it's not unreasonable, either from an experience point of view, after running the group that started off with in from so like March 2015 to lockdown in March 2020. It was when we were doing that one. So it's not totally unreasonable and outrageous on that one. So how do I multiply people? Well, the first thing I've got to do if I'm going to multiply people is find people to raise up so that they can be multiplied, basically. And that's where you come in. I mean, what I really could do with is I'm looking at gathering people who would be thinking about doing that, who would be willing to do that, who have this sort of craft skills, who have the desire to help people with what they already know, and or even have some experience with helping people who've got various issues, and making and developing the Everyone Can Craft community Facebook group. Now that's the first step. Of course, the second step would be to do something in terms of doing workshops and training and such like. Well, that's no hassle. But like I say, the first thing is to find people that would be willing to do that kind of thing, depending on what your depending on how it would work out. Sometimes that sort of activity is done on a voluntary basis, and sometimes it's done on a business basis. On there, you get paid per session for actually running an activity. So you might do a session for so like 2 or 3 hours on an afternoon, and you get get paid for doing that session. Not everybody does it. It's sort of there, and I'm just getting my head around this idea of finding a way of multiplying people. I can say my first job is I suppose rounding people up, which is why I thought about the idea of there. So if you are interested in in finding something that would of using crafts to really help people, whether that be to sort of providing activities in a day centre, providing activities in sort of like sheltered accommodation, whether it be or providing activities for people who need additional help in some way or another, or even just because they're their family lives are so messed up, they just need somewhere to go to for a bit of peace and quiet and that strange word normality on there. But on the other hand, I also know from setting up that craft group that it's a big step. And certainly, it's a big step for many people. I mean, it was fine for me because when I was doing that, it was my friend and I, and we had the backup of some other people as well. So it wasn't just me; it was two of us who were doing this together, and we had the backup of some of friends as well who were very supportive. So I know it's not the easiest thing in the world, which is why you need to. That is one reason why you start with the Everyone Can Craft community, because you go into the community and you do things together, and you build up the friendship and the affinity within the community, and you support each other. That's part of how this sort of thing works. So, if you're interested in crafts and you've got a heart to help other people, hop over to the Everyone Can Craft community Facebook group. I believe the address is facebook.com/groups/ Everyone Can Craft community, and join that free group, because that's where we're going to start gathering people to see if we can uh, raise up more leaders to meet those needs. Like I say, I could have done just on one day talking to people, I could have multiplied myself 3 or 4 times easily on there, and that sort of I can't do that, and that's just in one day. That's just the needs that I heard and saw in one day and one place. We've got the whole of the UK, folks. There's a lot of people who would really benefit from something as simple as a craft group. Like I say, whether it's daycare facilities or sheltered accommodation, or people who are facing specific challenges on there. There's all sorts of things on there that you could do. So I'll remind you of the link on there, and I'll post a comment underneath. But if that's your heart and something you could do that, and you want to find a way of um, finding out more about it, for finding out more about what's involved, finding out more about how you could find different ways of getting support. Sign up for the Facebook group, the Everyone Can Craft community, and let's see where we go from there. Because I can't do this alone. I'm willing to help and support anybody that would like to take that journey on there. But I need some help, folks, because the need is so. There's just so much. Say I was just so overwhelmed by the needs. What people were needing there today. I'm thinking, it's too much for me. No, there's only me. I need. We need. We need an army of craft group leaders, to be honest, folks. And I don't necessarily just mean women either. You see, one of the things we discovered when we did a craft group for people with learning disabilities on there is that there were times when they only females in the room were us two leaders. There were some times when we would have 3 or 4 male craftees with male carers, and there was we were the only woman there. You see, we get this idea that doing crafts is woman's work. It's not necessarily. Arts and crafts is something that's for men and for women. Yes, of course, it's easier for me as a woman to speak to women on there, but it's something that involves both genders. And I say, hop over to the the everyone can craft community Facebook group and see on there, and let's see who can gather together to meet this crazy need that's out there. And yes, I mean, but that's where we are. So I'll put the link in the comments below, and I'll see if that's something that you're interested in on there. Hop into the Facebook group. If it's not, share this video, like it, get the word spread around, and see what we can do to build up, to meet the needs of all these people who would like to do something useful with their time that will make them feel better in times when most of us know what stress is, given everything that's going on around us. Anyway, that's enough for now. Bye.